everyone, and welcome back after what is definitely a shorter pause here with us tonight. Between No Fear Wolves and Degenerates Reformed, we're here with Game 3 No Fear Wolves, currently 2-0 up in this best of 5. I'm Kim Cum. I am again on the analysis desk, going to be joined by Metapod's Manatee.
Hello.
We're well into this draft as we are seeing some very similar champions being picked.
So I like the takeaway from No Fear here. They realize Circle's really good. They grabbed Diana first pick. It's almost like if Deformed had a 5th champion on the map, they might have had a chance of winning that last game. And then Degenerates also bringing in the Nautilus Samira, really strong bot lane. Hopefully they get a lot done. So going into the Felios Braum. I do like the Braum adaptation because it'll be much more defensive coming out of the bot lane this time. And we'll have to see how that plays out. It'll be a lot harder for Samira to actually grab some kills.
So, for the side of players, we have Jushbox back for the side of No Fear Wolves, and for Degenerates Reformed, they have done some role swapping. They have Sovereign in the top lane, they have Reformed, who was their jungle sub playing support, playing mid lane, is now going to be playing jungle. Bixis is in the mid lane. They still have Mop 5 ADC, which is their only player still in the same position, and Innovative Picks will be playing support in this game, and I'm assuming that these roles will be sticking for the rest of the night, assuming Coldbox does not get his power back. And again, like you're saying, we have some very safe bot lanes here, other than the Nautilus Samira, who that lane is the worst to play against, man.
I do really hope that Coldbox gets his power back, because I think Degenerates, like, they had a lot of things that were working for them, and they looked like they finally, like, their Game 2 draft, it looked like they had a plan and they wanted to execute. Now they had their roster, and then it just gets torn away from them. It's actually pretty tragic. But the rules are the rules, and we're just finishing up the bans here for the second round. And Nivea Orn from No Fear set Azir from Degenerates, and they lock in the Xerath for their mid laner. I believe that's Bixis playing the Xerath. I don't know if that's a comfort pick for him. He just wants to farm from far away. We'll have to see what he does with it.
It is interesting to note that they did not ban that Skarner because, again, it's not Sovereign playing jungle, and they didn't ban that Rammus either, and that Rammus, another comfort pick for Sovereign, but I suppose it is a comfort pick for Reformed, as Reformed is actually a Zac main, and that is why they have banned Zac in this game, if we have not already explained that. And now they're picking LeBlanc into Xerath. Definitely a very LeBlanc favorite matchup there.
We'll have to see how he does in that. I don't know how much mid Bixis plays again, and that matchup can be terrifying. You're trying to sit back and snipe from range, and LeBlanc just jumps on your face with 2 dashes and an ignite. Good luck surviving that one.
Yeah, you're playing a control mage into a very assassin with one of the many kits of many dashes, and when you're able to dash away from all of Xerath's spells, Xerath completely relies on hitting his spells, and if he can't hit his spells, he's not going to do damage, and you're not really going to be hitting a whole lot of spells onto LeBlanc. And then with the Wukong and the Kled going to be locked in here for that top side, that is going to be a very not team fight, but 1v1 fighting in the top lane quite a bit.
It'll be interesting to see how that matchup plays out. I know Cornerstars probably playing to take his soul this time, because he had a good time smashing his last top laner. I don't remember who they put into the top lane. I think it's Sovereign this time.
Yes.
And that champion doesn't really go into the jungle, so we'll see how he plays Kled top lane.
Kled top lane, maybe they could have locked, I don't know, they had a free choice of R5 and they picked the Kled. Maybe they have some secret plan of making Kled go zoom with Rammus behind him, and then Samira and Nautilus will be there with the follow-up, and it's like, they've got some plans. We're hoping to not have just a 3-game series tonight. Hopefully Degenerates Reformed will be taking at least this 3rd game, if not more, so that we do at least have an exciting series, despite all the delays. And now we are going to be in pick and ban in the client. So what are you expecting maybe from this top side jungle side matchup?
Looking at their top side, the Rammus, hopefully he takes Ghost, because it'll be on a really short cooldown and you can spam gank. And with how Cornstar was playing last game, he really wants to just keep fighting and should be able to get taken advantage of. The mid gank's gonna be kind of hard for the Rammus, because the LeBlanc has her W, she just gets out. Rammus has to run straight at her, she just throws a chain at him. Like, I think it'll probably look towards top side, or most likely bot side. There's a ton of CC down there. There's a Samira. If they get on that Aphelios, get on that Braum, they're going to be able to melt them pretty fast.
Yeah, Nautilus Samira is that kind of classic kill lane where you play for kills in lane, and if you get your Samira fed, then she can definitely 1v9 the game. But after laning phase, Nautilus Samira don't really have that great of a team fight together. They can play well with the Reyna Seraph Kled if they are able to play from behind well, but if they don't find kills in this lane, then they are not really playing the team fights phase at all. So they do need to find some kills on the Braum and Aphelios, and you really can only hug Aphelios because Braum, he's got enough disengage in the world to get himself away.
It'll definitely be hard, but I think that's where they're going to have to try to focus, because it's less about... It looks like Degenerates not trying to have a great fight themselves, trying to make sure that Epic Fail Guy on the Aphelios doesn't have a great fight is what this looks like. It looks like they have a lot of people trying to jump on him. They have a Xerath to snipe him out. They have a Kled to get the whole team in. But what I'd be worried about is the counter engage coming out without Braum ult, the Diana ult, a Wukong ult, a LeBlanc to dodge your engage and just dive in. Your Xerath is going to be pretty unprotected when everyone else is going in.
Yeah, you gotta protect that Xerath. You gotta protect even that Samira a little bit as well. She doesn't have that much CC for herself, and if she's left alone, we got to see a little bit last game where she can go for that 1v1 onto Aphelios, and she can definitely win it even from behind, but she's diving into a LeBlanc and a Diana where she's gonna get one shot just as easily as Aphelios.
I don't know. After watching game 2, it looked like Mob was playing his heart on that Samira. He found the flank onto Epic Fail Guy that one time, and he was able to kill him, but they didn't win the fight. I really want to see him pop off this game and get his redemption for what happened last game.
Yeah, Mob 5 didn't have a laning phase last game. He lost his tower at 11 minutes to a Rift Herald and 3 flashes being burned for his death. He didn't really get to play League of Legends last game. This game, he's on the same champion, should definitely have at least a laning phase, hopefully a very strong laning phase, as he does have a Nautilus with him, with an innovative picks down there in the bot lane with him. So should be very exciting bot lane. And again, we're going to have a lot of fighting in this top lane as well.
Definitely will have a lot of fighting. I don't know the matchup that well. I don't know if the Wukong will use his clone too well, but if he can somehow dodge the W from Kled where he gets all the attack speed on his autos and re-engage after the clone, we could definitely see some hurt come under the Kled.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about the matchup either. I just know there's the series. If this series has taught me anything, it is constantly going, constantly fight. We don't worry about anything. We're going to dive under 2 towers if we want to. And for some reason, get 4 kills, even though we only have 5 members on our team and the other team doesn't. So if that taught me anything, we're playing for kills. We're playing for blood in this series tonight. And with that, who do you think is going to be taking this game through? Do you think is going to be the 3-0 for No Fear, or is it going to be a 2-1 and we're going to get a game 4?
Looking at the people playing their off roles, Degenerates is going to have an uphill battle for them. But I have faith in Mob. He almost popped off last game, even in the 4v5. I want to see him go all out, be unleashed in this game. And I want to see him take this series to a 2-1 instead of a 3-0.
I would like Mob 5 to have a pop-off game, but like you're saying, it's going to be very hard for them to play. 4 of their members are either not the starter or not in their main position. So if they do win this game and even the series, it is going to be very spectacular in fashion. And with that, we will be going to a short break here. I promise very, very short, as we will be going into game 3 very shortly with Gungeon on Summoner's Rift with me. Welcome back, everyone. We have No Fear Wolves on blue side, currently 2-0 up in the best of 5 against Degenerates Reformed on red side. They're hoping to take this game. They are hoping to take the next 3 to win this series. And with this positioning so from Degenerates, it does definitely look like they are hoping to take an early level 1 here as well.
Yeah, a little bit of Gouda is happening here. Cornstar should be able to spot it out here, so he's not going to get caught out unless Innovative Fix forces the flash. So it's just going to be maybe a failed invade, but just trying to get some vision on where the Diana is going to start. I'm excited to see how this shakes out again, because this is, if you were for the side of Degenerates Reform, this is the start of the reverse sweep. This is the start of the miracle run to try and make it back into semis. They've ran into some unfortunate luck, but it happens. They're just going to have to play through and try their best. We have some lane swaps on the side of Degenerates Reformed, as we have Sovereign now playing the top lane, Reformed in the jungle position, who is a main role jungler. We have Innovatives in the bot lane support position, and we have Big Sis subbing back in from game number 1 into the mid lane position as that Xerath. While on the side of No Fear Wolves, we just have Jushbox being introduced back into the role instead of Kane.
Yeah, you just said unfortunate luck for Degenerates. I'm gonna have to say that is a little bit of an understatement of a century right there. As this series, everything that could have possibly gone wrong for Degenerates has gone wrong, as it did the first 3 weeks. It looks the same way in the series right now, as it's just been going wrong in every possible way for Degenerates. And now at this point, they just have to hope for the miracle run. They have to hope for winning 3 games in a row at this point now, and that is going to be very hard with, like you mentioned, four-fifths of their team are currently off roll.
They are off roll, but some of them are off into their on roll, which is interesting to see. Again, they can make it happen. They have had close game number 1. Some mistakes in the mid lane by Colbox led to that one going array. Or going aside, and then game number 2, obviously the 4v5 was just unfortunate, but they still did have good team fighting and overall good team fight selection, so they have the ability to do it. This was a closer 3-6 matchup than expected, just in terms of kind of when the teams were surging going into playoffs. I'm excited to see how they end up playing it out, though. In terms of just the lane states, we are seeing this Wukong into Kled matchup. It's something that we haven't seen too often in mid-league. Wukong was a little bit of a power pick during the mid stages of mid-league around the week 4 and 5 position, but he has kind of fallen off due to some of the nerfs, but he still is strong, obviously, with the Divine Sunder and the Black Cleaver buffs. He has kind of risen up. Licorice has played him in the LCS recently, so I'm excited to see what this Wukong does, because for the side of No Fear Wolves, there's kind of just a wombo comp with that Wukong, Diana, and then just having Epic Fail Guy just layer in damage on top.
Yeah, that Wombo combo of the Cyclone into Moonfall is definitely very powerful if they are able to land it, but missing either one of those ultimates could be very bad, as they really need to be stacked on each other for them to be useful, as that's the CC into damage that they do need to win these team fights. And unless Kia Raichu or Epic Fail Guy get very, very fed in their own lanes, and they're not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage in these team fights, especially Kia Raichu, where on this Assassin LeBlanc, you need to find these picks before a team fight even happens to even have any position in a team fight.
Yeah, I think for the side of No Fear Wolves, it's like they have that straightforward kind of ball comp with the Wukong and the Dian ulti, but more it's going to be about kind of looking for flanks into that backline, because the backline of Degenerates Reformed is incredibly squishy. Obviously, Samira does build kind of tanky with the shield bow bloodthirster itemization, but when you get on top of her, it can kind of disrupt a lot of that Samira ulti power with the Wukong double knockup. It's going to be kind of a very easy backline to dive. So for the side of No Fear Wolves, it's more about kind of finding those flanks, and obviously Wukong, Diana, and LeBlanc have a pretty easy time of doing that. So it's going to be one aspect that No Fear Wolves needs to do, which is about establishing vision so they have those flank wars and those flank positions. And this is one of those situations where I think that they have the personnel, because in this series, I think Cornstars look really good in terms of finding flanks, but topside,
he baits him a little bit with that clone. He is still going to be forced to flash, though, as Reformed finds a nice gank up there in the top lane with that Rammus, and despite being a little bit cheesy from Cornstar, he is still forced to flash away. Now he's able to get that cancel on Reformed's recall as well. But other than that, not much happening on the map, as most lanes are just trying to farm it out. They're trying to play for that mid to late game. They want to look for these team fights, and especially these objectives.
Cam, I don't know if you knew, but I used to actually be called Zed Kong. I had a Smurf account where I only played Zed and Wukong top, and as a S-stop juke master, which is what Cornstar did up top, I have to say 5 out of 10 on that one. I think he could have S-stopped. He S-stopped really well, and then could have just immediately pressed the W clone. Does burn the flash, can be attacked now by Reformed, who we didn't talk about it, is taking the ghost on the Rammus. We haven't seen Rammus too much. Sovereign's been playing it as he gets...
Reformed really wants this Dragon Steel. He's almost going to be able to find a pickup for himself on the Epic Fail Guy just because of how tanky he is on that Rammus, but it is not going to be that kill. In fact, Epic Fail Guy using his heal for his own first blood is now innovative. It's going to be forced to flash away here, as a little bit more damage could have possibly killed him. Meanwhile, Cornstar losing that 1v1 up in the top lane very hard.
I was just singing praises for Reformed, but that dragon play was just interesting. That's the only way to describe that. Wukong is level 6. Kled is looking for some sort of dive angle here, but there's a massive minion wave up top. We're not going to be able to see it as bot lane's also fighting.
Bot lane, Jushbox, he's trying to find this 2v2, but TP is coming down from Cute Raichu. But meanwhile, in the top lane, Sovereign is able to find that dive, find the solo kill up top. Mob 5 picking up a kill down in the spot lane as well onto Jushbox. His innovative picks did fall as well to Raichu from that TP.
And overall advantage for the side of Degenerates Reformed as they get the cute Raichu TP. Sovereign is still able to solo kill Cornstar up top. And again, they also pick up Jushbox. So good play by the side of Degenerates Reformed to respond to cute Raichu's roam potential and just get advantages on both sides of the map. And now with Sovereign having this lead, Cornstar has the Sheen item, but one of the big problems that Sheen does offer, especially in the laning phase, is that it doesn't actually give you any stats. And so when you can get dove like you did by the Kled, having that entire minion wave lost and all that XP as well. So this top lane matchup has swung incredibly favoring Sovereign.
Yeah, the fact that they were able to force out the TP from Raichu before he was able to walk up and stop the dive from Sovereign. Yes, Raichu did get a kill onto innovative picks in the bot lane from his TP, but that did allow Sovereign to get that solo kill in the top lane, denying Raichu and Cornstar from potentially turning that around and getting anything onto Sovereign. So that was just the trade of, do we fight around top or do we fight around bot? And they did decide to fight around bot and give Sovereign that nice tower dive for himself.
Oh, no.
As now, he's trying to find this 1v1 onto Cornstar again, and he just does so much damage. He's going to be using that ult just to get a little bit more movement speed, and that is another solo kill for Sovereign in the top lane. Doesn't even have to flash for it.
And this is one of the issues of No Fear Wolves kind of rearing its ugly head, is that Cornstar has looked weak in the laning phase. He's gotten solo killed multiple times by Stubby. He's struggled versus players like Fugnuggler. So this is one of the issues kind of rearing his head, because Cornstar is one of those players that loves to fight and trade in the early game. And now with Cornstar dying, this is going to mean that Kled's going to be able to walk down. Early Rift Herald is not going to go to the side of No Fear Wolves.
No, and Rift Shield is not going to be going to Degenerates Reformed either, as they were denied the Rift Shield, but they are able to restart it as Innovative Picks has roamed up. He is still level 5 on this null list, though it is unfortunately very normal for supports to be that underleveled. As you can see, Jushbox is sitting there at level 5, and that is just going to be that nice early Rift Herald for Degenerates Reformed. Maybe they didn't get that first dragon, but they're definitely in position to get the second, as we do see Epic Fail Guy has the OP gun combo, and he is getting a lot of solo plates, or not solo plates, dual plates for themselves.
Yep, he has the red-white combo, so he's able to pick up a plate. But it feels like the kind of identity of the bot lanes have switched up a little bit with the addition of Jushbox, as Wukong is 100% dead.
Oh man, he's forced to use the ult. He doesn't even have flash available, but he is able to run away, as now they're looking for this dive up on the top side onto Cornstar. He is going to get that flash available, though, if they aren't able to push the wave fast enough. It does look like they are just going to drop this Rift Shield. Recall comes in just in time. Very clutch for him, as the Rift Shield is dropped. Sovereign picking up all 5 plates for himself before even the 10-minute mark. And
that top lane matchup has gone from bad to worse, because the Rift Herald is now dropped. Cornstar loses all of that minion XP as well, and this is massive for the side of Degenerates Reformed, because this top lane, now at this point, nobody on the side of No Fear Wolves can really match this Kled in the side lane, and so he can kind of just become this power point on the map. They can just rotate around and say, you will not send a single member to match it, because he will just solo kill you. So I love the play from the side of Degenerates Reformed, and it feels like they're kind of taking pages out of No Fear Wolves' book, because that's what No Fear Wolves like to do in game number 1 and series previous, where they would kind of focus all of that pressure onto the top side, get Cornstar super far ahead, and then have him be this incredibly big side lane threat. Now Sovereign's that incredibly big side lane threat. Another topic I wanted to mention was kind of the differences between Jushbox and Kane and even Fitz, is that Jushbox plays a lot more for the lane. And so you saw in that Rift Herald take, which obviously he wouldn't have kind of contributed, Jushbox is more centered around getting lane advantages while Kled's going in bot.
Sovereign waited so long for his opportunity to go in bot. He finally finds it, and he finally finds the kill down on the Epic Epic Fail Guy Mob 5 finally finding a kill for himself as Joshbox forced to flash away. They will be face-checking Cute Raichu here if they do want to continue this fight as Cornstar has TP down. Innovative Picks is forced to flash away as Reformed is able to ult out a Sovereign now. Trying to find something in the backline while the rest of his team is getting Cyclo down from Cornstar Sovereign. Unfortunately, not able to get that last auto down onto Joshbox, giving his own shutdown down to Raichu.
That is a massive shutdown pick for the side of Cute Raichu. And a lot of summoners were burned for the side of Degenerates Reformed. And it looked super good. Sovereign got a massive pick onto the side of Epic Fail Guy right as Dragon was spawning, but they just went a little bit too deep. Cyclone was huge. Skiz was huge. And Cute Raichu ends up picking up the shutdown, picks up a 650 gold kill for his troubles. And now with this Dragon spawning up, Epic Fail Guy being up, this should be Dragons for the side of the No Fear Wolves.
Yeah, No Fear Wolves, they are looking for this dragon, but they have allowed Innovative Picks to walk into this river here as Cute Raichu is able to find that kill onto Innovative Picks, but it is still Degenerates Reformed with this control over the bot side river. Sovereign, he did get a kill over, but he is still very, very fed on this Kled as you get to see how much damage he does to Justbox in just a couple seconds as Sovereign not even taking a lot of damage, but now Reformed is forced to recall, and without a jungler, it is too hard to start that dragon, and both teams gonna fight over the dragon and then just walk away.
And that's a misplay from both sides, especially from the side of No Fear Wolves, because they had the member advantage. But you saw Epic Fail Guy didn't really know what side of kind of the river to stand on as we're getting more fighting.
Sovereign, he's trying to take that scuttle. He wasn't even able to take it as Cute Raichu. TPing in, they want to continue this fight for the dragon. It is never over. Sovereign takes half his HP before the fight has even started. They're trying to find the Degenerates Reformed, finds the taunt, finds the knockup onto Joshbox, but he is in a 1v3. He has no fault. The rest of his team has already ran away as it looked so good until you realize the rest of his team was sitting in mid lane and Reformed. Gonna go down. Dragon number 2, gonna go down to No Fear Wolves.
I think Rammus is the only champion that I can watch in, and it makes me happy because I love this Reform just ghosting in, just gets the ultimate into that fight. And again, we're going to have a replay to just break down what ended up happening, but what a mess of a team fight from the side of No Fear and for the side of Degenerates Reformed. And again, it feels like they called the TP in. Cute Raichu comes in for the play, and both teams aren't respecting kind of the vision control, the control of the members of each side. Nautilus tries and hooks, but the amount of damage that LeBlanc outputs onto Nautilus, especially after Aftershock is down, he just gets absolutely bursted, kicked out of the fight. And then Rammus comes in with a huge ultimate, but 0 follow-up and 0 damage.
0 follow-up, 0 damage, and that is unfortunately the downfall of the Rammus pick, as he does not have a kill to his name yet. He was the second person on the map to pick up his mythic, but unfortunately was not able to do a whole lot with that lead other than get a couple kills up in the top side as well as that second or even first Rift Herald. And now they are down 2 dragons. They haven't even lost a tower yet though, as that second Rift Herald will be spawning here in just a few minutes.
Second Rift Herald is going to be spawning, and the member to really watch for both teams is going to be Cute Raichu for the side of No Fear Wolves, as he's so incredibly far ahead, has the Luden Zeko, has the Sork Shoes as well. When he picks up a little bit of Magic Pen, he's going to be able to pretty much assassinate every single member on the side of Degens because they're all just stacking armor. They have the Ninja Tabbies. They have the Ninja Tabbies kind of in works, but that Magic Pen, that magic damage that this LeBlanc outputs is going to be so important and key in a lot of these big team fights. And the big part, or the big kind of help that these magic damage mids and these magic damage junglers do is it's hard to kind of itemize for the Diana and the LeBlanc when you also have Wukong and Aphelios also tearing you up in these team fights. So the damage spread is really good from the side of No Fear Wolves, and it makes it really hard for a lot of these tanks to be really innately tanky, as we see everybody on the side of Degens crowding around this second Rift Herald.
Yeah, like you're saying, Cute Raichu, he's been playing the roam early game so strongly, as he had that early roam up on the top, said he was going to deny that first dive from Sovereign from getting him so far ahead, but then he went bot lane instead with his TP, got himself his first kill, and then in the next bot lane, he got himself a double kill, and now with these 2 dragon fights, really the 3 dragon fights, he's got himself so fed as Reformed again. He doesn't even have to flash, he just gets the flash out from Epic Fail Guy and takes nothing else for it, as they did pick up the Rift Herald.
What a force, but they're just going to drop Rift Herald mid. It shouldn't break the tower, and Diana is here.
Oh no, Skiz, he's trying to find this 1v1 pick onto Bixis, but he does not have any damage. He's gonna go down to Mob 5 as now this ultimate is coming in for Bixis. Does not do a whole lot of damage quite yet as he does not have a Mythic available for him on Xerath, and now Sovereign, he's arrived. His ult did not go into the team though, and now he's just trying to walk away as he realizes he's got no damage anymore. He is about even to the rest of the map, as that is just the one pickup kill for Degenerates Reformed.
What a mess of a team. I feel like I'm just like a broken record because these fights are just so incredibly messy as everyone's just trying to get in, but they don't have their members in position. But aside of No Fear Wolves, they try to do kind of a counter engage with Skiz, but Cornstar and Kate Raichu weren't in position, and Sovereign was able to respond. And initially, they tried to make the Nautilus play work with Rammus kind of zooming in with his ultimate, but Epic feel like it was so far away from that engage. Even if Rammus gets on top of him, there's just no damage follow-up. It feels like the teams are kind of disjointed because their engage ranges are so far that their carries are never able to get in range. Because if the Rammus runs in, his carries aren't ever going to be able to follow up as fast as he is. And for Skiz, he tries to get in range, but his carries are just not in position at all to follow up.
Yeah, it does seem like the power of who is the stronger assassin. And so far, like you're saying, Rammus almost seems to be winning that battle somehow. As Raichu sitting there very fed, very pretty on that LeBlanc, but that hasn't really gone to show a whole lot for it, as he's just been sitting there quietly getting these dragon fights for them and not really participating in the rest of these fights, as they haven't really lost any of the fights. They are still sitting around 1,000 gold up for No Fear Wolves, as they're sitting very nice, as he could be looking for a pick there onto Reformed, but again, not knowing where the rest of Degenerates is, he's gonna play it safe. He knows he doesn't have to go in here, as he's gonna be hooked. Like I cast a curse everything, man. He's gonna get hooked. He's gonna go down. His shutdown finally falling to Mob 5.
That is a huge shutdown and a big pick picked up for the side of Degenerates Reformed, as Dragon is spawning in about 10 seconds. And the thing I wanted to talk... Oh! Okay, okay. That's an interesting Rammus ulti usage, but it zones everyone away for this dragon. Hopefully, does not get stolen. As I want to talk about one of the members from the side of Degenerates Reformed, someone we haven't talked about. This is gonna be a team fight. I don't even know why I'm talking right now, as they're ready and raring for this Mountain Dragon.
All right, Dragon is sitting there 3K. They are not bursting it. They're looking for this hook. They find it there onto Joshbox, but the follow up for Skiz. Bix is finding the first kill as Mob 5 is sitting there very, very fed, very, very silent on this Samira, as now the rest of the team here, Raichu has arrived in Cornstar. He finds the Cyclone, but has no damage. It's now Raichu sitting here 1v3 so far. Triple kill for Mob 5, but Q Raichu, he picks it up onto Mob 5. He's looking for another Vixis, burns the barrier potentially a little too early, as now Q Raichu doing the faker moves. He's running away. He's got the clone up as Vixis. You're hitting the clone, my friend, as now he is going to ult, but you're standing still. You are standing still right in front of an assassin, my friend. That is not going to end too well for you, and we're just going to have another standstill in front of this third dragon, as they're still trying to find this pick onto Raichu, but it does not look like it is going to happen.
And Cam, get your voice ready, because we're going to have a fight in another 20 seconds, because they're running right back to that Mountain Dragon fight. Rammus is ready to go. Skiz is as well, and what a team fight, but we're going to see another one right away.
Of course, this is the Mid-League Special Quarterfinals Game 3. If Degenerates lose this game, they are out of Mid-League, and we're just going all in now. 3,000 HP on the Dragon. Once again, nobody is even looking to touch it, as now it looks like No Fear. They want to finish it, but Reformed is in the pit as Skiz finds the Moonfall onto the backline, but Mob 5 absolutely one-shots the rest of No Fear Wolves. He's trying to find the damage. He does not have the CC available, as the Cyclone comes in, finds the shutdown onto Mob 5, and Reformed left all alone in the river. That is finally going to be the end of the fight. Maybe the 7th fight over this third dragon.
Take a deep breath. Cam, take a deep breath. We are all okay. Double Mountain Dragon team fights. I think it was a 9 for 7. I'm just going to make numbers up. 9 for 7, 10 for 11 right there, as we are going to get a replay to break down some of that spice while you take a little bit of a break. And you can see at the start of these fights, cooldowns are not up. Nautilus ulti is not up. Rammus runs in and tries to get damage down. And a beautiful moonfall from the side of Skiz into the backline. Mob5 is not touched. And the big member to watch is Cornstar is able to disrupt not only Mob5's ulti, but it allows Epic Fail Guy to just put damage and damage and damage into Mob5. That kill was incredibly important because it looked like Mob5 could just wipe the rest of the team fight. Great play from Cornstar, great play from Cute Raichu, but it's kind of a head scratcher for the side of Degenerates Reformed as they pick these fights, but important key cooldowns that allow them to lock down these kind of incredibly mobile members of No Fear Wolves was not available for the second Mountain Dragon fight, and it allows No Fear Wolves to not only pick up a lot of kills, pick up the shutdown from Mob5, but it also sets that Mountain Dragon timer at 24 minutes, or 26 minutes, sorry.
Yeah, that is a very early soul timer for No Fear Wolves if they are able to pick up that next dragon. But I'm not expecting the dragon to fall at 26 minutes. If anything, it's going to be a 10-minute fight for that one if I have learned anything. As Baron has spawned now, both top laners are splitting bot lane, but only one of them has TP up, that being Sovereign. And now he can play this threatening role of split pushing Kled as he has been getting very ahead, but Cornstar has found quite a few kills, quite a few assists for himself in these team fights, and now he's almost ahead of Sovereign at this point in the game. And now Innovative picks, he's forced to flash away, but it is very, very hard to kill a Nautilus there as he still has flash up, and if he has flash up, he can either go in on you or just run away, and that time he did decide to use it to get out.
And I don't like the lane allocation from the side of Degenerates Reform because they're keeping their strongest member, which is Mob5, kind of sequestered into this top side. And so it allows No Fear Wolves to just pretty much say, we're going to send all of our members top side. We're going to try to shut him down. Rammus is going again.
Rammus, he finds the ultimate. He finds the engage onto Skiz, but he goes golden for just a little bit longer before Mob5 picks up his 11th kill of this game. The silent hero, the silent carry from Degenerates Reformed. He's been finding these kills so easily in these team fights, as now we're having another 1v1 here in the bot lane of Sovereign. He's getting the Cyclone out from Cornstar, and he's taking so much damage from it. Flash coming out from both, and Cornstar picking up himself a solo kill there on the bot lane.
And that was a huge mistake from the side of Sovereign because he has the gold lead, but he hadn't gone back and bought. He actually picks up the Hull Breaker right after the death. He was sitting on about 2,000 gold. So again, you have the gold lead, but you're not spending it. So in that situation, it was an even 1v1 between Cornstar and Sovereign. Cornstar picks up the better of it. And now this is a big problem because again, if Cornstar is able to pick up enough gold where he's able to match Sovereign in that side lane, that point of pressure that Degenerates Reformed had is completely gone, and now it's all reliant on Mob5 in these big team fights.
It is all reliant on Mob5, and he has been playing it so well in these team fights. He finds these picks that he needs, and even last game when it looked so doomed for Degenerates, he was still finding those picks. So now that he's actually ahead, now that he actually has 4 members of a team behind him, he has been playing this game so well. 2.5 items on this Samira pick, definitely far, far ahead of Epic Fail Guy, where he's still trying to find these items. He still has more time to scale, and eventually he will outscale the Samira. So he's just got to be playing it slowly, and he has been succeeding, as now we've got 50 seconds left on this Mountain Dragon. Definitely going to be having at least 3 fights for this one.
Yeah, 3 fights, maybe 4, but we do have most of the members from both teams just sitting around that bot side. I don't know when Reformed is going to go in, so if he does go in, I'm just going to stop talking.
He's trying to go in, but he gets stunned up, and now this is the TP coming down, but the Moonfall is huge on the backline, as well as the follow-up from Cornstar. Sovereign teleporting in, but teleporting in far too late. Innovative picks and Reformed have already fallen, and now Sovereign is just finding himself in a 1v3. He only has a little bit of tower HP left to live, and now he's just all on his own. It's the 3 for 1 in favor of No Fear Wolves, and they're going to be claiming their Mountain Soul.
Oh my god, Skiz with a massive moonfall in that team fight. Now you see me, now you don't. What a flank from Skiz as he pretty much solo gets his team the Mountain Soul there. What a team fight and what a follow-up from the side of No Fear Wolves. It looked kind of... Oh my... No! Oh! Ah! Cam, take it away. What? What is happening? You know what?
Nixus with the 5,000 mile away snipe with that ultimate, and now they stole the dragon timer just another 5 minutes, but that is still going to be another very hard fought fight for Degenerates Reformed. If they do want to take it as funny as it might be, it does not extend the game for much longer. If they are able to continue finding those miracle steals, as now, as I say that, they find the miracle pick onto Skiz, TP coming in from Cornstar, but there is no follow-up, as now Bix is caught out near that blue buff area as Cornstar forced to use the Cyclone. Still has that flash available though, as Raichu, he's going in, but he only found himself reformed as he's taken so much damage, and Epic Fail Guy finally able to pick up that kill is now Innovative Fix. He has no team left to support him as he is going to go down as well.
And the fight looked so good. They got the pick onto Skiz, but a catastrophic mistake from the Reformed and Innovatives because they left Mob 5 and Bixes just to their own kind of ends. And Cute Raichu and Cornstar just said, yes, sir, let me get that pick. They end up chunking out Mob 5. They end up killing off Bixes, and a massive mistake from the front line of Degenerates Reformed as they leave their carries trying to get more picks, trying to get some more CC down, because that looked like a good fight. If they get the fight there, if they force the Cornstar TP, they could look for the Baron, but now with a 5,000 gold lead, it feels like No Fear Wolves have kind of they have their foot in the door of this game.
They do. This game is not over. This series is certainly not over for Degenerates Reformed. They're going to go out with the bang if they are going to go out at all. And now they are still sitting 5,000 gold down in this game at this point, and they just need to find maybe a few more picks. There are quite a few large shutdowns for them on Cornstar, on Raichu, and even Epic Fail Guy sitting down there with a 500 shutdown. If they are able to find that onto Mob 5 or even Vixus at this point, who is scaling up quite a lot on this Seraph, is going to be very huge if they are going to try and continue to take this series by storm.
And I want to talk about some of the itemization because it feels like at this point, Degenerates Reformed have gotten completely outscaled overall in terms of team fight from No Fear Wolves, because you see 3 items on the side of Cute Raichu. He has the death cap completed. You have 3 items on the side of Epic Fail Guy with the LDR completed. So he's now going to be finally able to chunk out the Rammus and Saber on this Kled, diving him in the front line. And for the side of Degens, they have a... Oh, he is...
Oh no, Mob 5! He's just trying to farm this top lane all on his own, but on the counter side, Cute Raichu finally able to pick up that kill down onto Mob 5, and Reform doing a lot of CC with the help of Innovative Picks, but they have no damage available with them as Epic Fail Guy, he's arrived and he's got the chakram, he's going for it, and he finds himself a double kill as well on the end.
And this is the problem with having your AD carry and support in the side lane. It's such a long lane that you have the ability for Cute Raichu and Skiz to just continually put pressure and run them down. I don't like the lane allocation from the side of Degenerates Reformed. They have to have Sovereign in one of the sides, but they can keep... This is the problem with having a champion like Xerath. You can't put Vixus in the side lanes either. You have to have one of these champions basically in this awkward scenario. And now with Baron, he has 70,000 chakrams. Just annihilates Baron. And at 29 minutes in, No Fear Wolves pick up the Baron. They picked up the shutdown onto Mob 5 as well. And with a 7,000 gold lead, they look to put the final nail into this series versus Degenerates Reformed.
that final nail could be this Mountain Soul spawning in 45 seconds. No Fear Wolves will have their Baron buff available for it if they do decide to go for it, which I'm sure they will, as Skiz is the only member without that Baron buff available for the side of No Fear Wolves, which it does kind of suck for that to be your jungler, but if your jungler had to die for you to get Baron, then that is definitely considered worth, as now they have so much control in the mid, in the bot river control there, as you can see their vision as they just get to really walk in this river for free at this point, as there is a lot of vision for Degenerates there in the bot river, but it's just taken out immediately from no contest, from No Fear, or from Degenerates Reform, just because they know at this point it is do or die in this series completely.
What?
At this point, it is all going to be on this Dragon as Reform.
What?
He goes for the steal and gets instantly one shot. That is going to be the Mountain Soul falling for No Fear Wolves, as I think you're right, you apparently one-shot Bixus in the back line. I didn't even see that.
What was the shot calling from the side of Degenerates Reform? They never even called down Sovereign. Again, you know that the engage from No Fear Wolves is so incredibly quick, with LeBlanc being able to get into the backline, with LeBlanc, with Diana as well, but they're not rotating their top laner. I think they're just almost waving the white flag here because, again, they're just going to take the base.
Yeah, there is a Mountain Soul plus Baron buff on the side of No Fear Wolves. There is no contest from Degenerates Reformed as the Moonfall does land. It is the final Moonfall. That is the final knockup. This is the final Nexus falling from Degenerates Reformed. No Fear Wolves taking the series 3-0 in quarterfinals.
And what an end to the game. It felt like the game was kind of building up to this tension for these big Mountain Dragon team fights, but it kind of went out with a whimper as Degenerates Reform don't contest. They try their best to do this haphazard 4v5, and they just end up losing it all the way. They end up losing their base, and at 31 minutes in, No Fear Wolves sweep Degenerates Reform to go into the quarterfinals, or go into the semifinals, where they will face versus Death Cards Academy.
They will be versing Death Cards Academy. And from our other side, from Fever versus Bucky's, I do believe their series is still going. So they don't know who will be versing CB Rush quite yet, as we will be going to a short break before we are joined for an interview from one of the members of No Fear Wolves. So don't go anywhere. We will be back very shortly.